Alright, we just saved that kid from the monster, and he should be getting home safely. Oh cool! A chest. Wonder what's inside.
Oh, so you'll take the kid back with you, but not the chest? I see how it is.
Chests are a video game staple at this point, and they come in all different shapes, sizes, and more. But if you were to ask me what game has my favorite chests, I'd have to say the Trails games take the cake. Trails is a game series that falls under the Legend of Heroes banner. Think of it the same way Persona used to be considered part of Shin Megami Tensei. The series is an RPG that I've recently fallen in love with. Just this year I managed to complete and then go on to 100% my first game in the series, Trails from Zero. And I know some diehard fans might kill me for starting the series on the 4th game, but if you want to blame anyone, blame this guy, because, I don't know, he's just cool and I like him a lot. Anyways, what exactly makes the chests from the Trail games stand out more than any other standard chest in video games? Well, it all has to do with what you do when you interact with them for a second time. Yep, each chest in the series has some random funny text behind it when you interact the second time. Sometimes they can be random, other times they can poke fun at current events in the story, and sometimes chests connect to each other for really funny punchlines. They fill the games with so much life, and sometimes I'm honestly more interested in the text than whatever random item I got from the chest. But why exactly do chests have messages in the first place? Well, chest messages in the Trails games are exclusive to the English translations of the Sky and Crossbell arcs of Trails, meaning they only appear with these chibi top-down art style games. The Sky games weren't translated to English officially until around 2011, and in the Crossbell series, they were never officially translated till 2022. And for reference, that game came out in 2010, so it took fans 12 years before we got an official translation. And in that time, if you wanted to play these games, the only thing you had were fan translations, and those fan translations is exactly where the iconic text messages appear from. So, we know what they are and how they came to be, but let me showcase you some of my favorite chest messages. Starting off with the very first chest you ever get in any of these games, we have this.
The chest is empty because of you. Nice work, hero.
This is a running theme within the first few chests in the game, basically making you feel bad for taking things out of the chest and just kinda taunting you. They definitely start off as just little side distractions that some translators probably had a bunch of fun making, but as the game progressed, the chest would start to get more in-depth and more interesting. For example, they'd poke fun at events in the game, or make jokes that you would only understand in the context of the game's world. The jokes got a lot more funny and interesting compared to just standard empty messages from the first, and this is where life really gets put into them. They get a lot more cocky, and it really makes the game feel that much more full. It makes the chests in the game almost feel like a friend who's watching you play through the game, cracking jokes and making fun of the situation. It's really cool, and I really love it. But jokes aren't all that they stack into these chests, because in Sky the Third and Trails to Azure, we get a small short story throughout the chests, known as Trails in the Chest. The story is at first a love confession between a young woman named Jubilee, who's confessing her love to someone named Genevieve through a chest. She carves the chest herself, putting inside a note to come by her shop if they wish to accept her love. However, the story zooms out and focuses on the shop, named Bose. We see the shop is in complete disrepair, but that at some point it was popular and had character to it. The owner of the shop had recently passed away, and the rights were given over to his son. His son has always hated his father, attempting to escape from his shadow, and the world of carpentry as a whole. He goes home that night, intending to tell his wife that he wishes to sell the place, but the wife argues back. The two have a heated debate on whether they should sell the shop or not before the wife mentions what would Jubilee think. Jubilee, who we started the story on, is the daughter of this man, and she was incredibly close with her grandfather who passed away, as we could tell through her craftsmanship of her chest at the beginning. Jubilee comes down the stairs as her father tells her what she thinks about him selling the shop, to which it leaves us on the note that this was the story of how Jubilee came to own that little shop named Bo's. It's a story that I was genuinely invested in while reading. It has so much emotion and character written into it, and it's literally just in chests that you pick up in the game. The story goes on to continue in the final inclusion of chest messages. However, I believe that's something you guys should go and find for yourself. Chest messages in these games are some of my favorite things I've seen out of the series so far. You can just feel the amount of fun they had writing some of these, and it's such a shame that they never return. But all in all, I'd say these chest messages really do add to the overall experience, and it's why they're my favorite chests in any video game franchise. I hope you guys managed to enjoy some of the quirky and silly messages this game had to offer, and that you potentially give these games a try. I absolutely adored what I've played from this franchise, and I'm excited to continue playing through this series. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.